What's up, y'all? What's going down, y'all? I'm back with another video, and I really feel compelled to give this to make this video because of conversations that I'm having with different people, from different people sharing their experiences with me pouring into other people and other people pouring into me, and just really a bit discouraged when I see this in other people. And so I felt like I needed to address it, and I'm praying that it blesses somebody. Okay, and so this video is focusing on stop trying to please others. Stop it. Stop. You are driving yourself crazy. You are draining yourself financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, intellectually. You're adding more stress onto your life because you want to please and help everybody. Now, I can only speak on this topic because I've been that person. I've been that man, I've been that guy who feels like he can save the world, who feels like he can help everybody, who feels like everybody is his assignment. But that's not the case. And so some of us, we're naturally leaders. We're naturally helpers. We're naturally people who want to do for others. You feel like, because these are naturally people who work in social work, mentorship, youth programs, recreation center leaders, people who generally and genuinely love helping other people, serving others. This could be someone who works in the medical field. That's your job, is to help others. It's to do for other people. And so what we see is sometimes we become that person that wants to please everybody and that wants to help everybody. And quite frankly, that's not the most healthy thing to do. Because when you're helping other people at the expense of your own peace of mind, at your own stress levels going through the roof, and your anxiety has skyrocketed, and depression has overwhelmed you, these things are not healthy. These things are strongholds. These things are spiritual battles. And so what happens is when we try to please everybody, we also want to try to fight everybody's battles, if that makes sense. You're fighting people's battles that they didn't even ask you to fight. You're stepping in, trying to help everybody, trying to please everybody, trying to stick up for everybody. But here's the thing, that was never your assignment. God never assigned you to be in that battle, number one. And number two, you don't have the weapons to even fight that battle. See, it's a spiritual battle, but you're trying to fight it with fleshly weapons. You're trying to fight it with back and forth, with arguments, with curse words, with pettiness on social media. You're trying to fight it in those fashions. But what you see is, because I wasn't assigned to help this person, because I wasn't assigned to be in the midst of this drama that other people are bringing me into, the same old things keep happening in their life and in your life, because a lot of times their drama becomes your drama. Whoops. True. Their drama becomes your drama. Because you feel as though you can't say no. And a lot of this boils down to people being trapped by this constant need of feeling like, I can't say no. You're trapped by the fear of saying no. And how other people are going to respond if you say no. You're trapped by that. And so those people, and this is many of us who have family members and friends and those who we care about close to us, who have issues, who have drama, just like everybody else, we feel so attached and so obligated to help them that even when they don't ask you, you jump in the middle of their drama and try to save the day. You put on your Superwoman cape, you put on your Superman cape, and you jump in their battle and try to fight it for yourself. But it's not your battle, and God didn't assign you to their battle. He just didn't. You're jumping in because you feel like if you don't help, what are they going to say about me? What's their opinion going to be? That's really why you're jumping in. See, these are strongholds. These are deep-rooted things. See, a lot of times, especially in the Black community, we see our mothers and aunts and grandmothers and fathers always in someone else's mess and drama, trying to help other people out, draining themselves, working multiple jobs, not getting enough sleep, basically neglecting your own health. Basically neglecting your own health to help somebody else, for them to then be in that same situation or position a week later, a month later, a year later. And so when we're in these situations, what y'all gotta realize is we're in 2021, but we just got out of 2020. And people, your stress levels are statistically raising because of the pandemic, because of everything that's going on, because of racial tensions, because of social injustice, because of unemployment, financial reasons, marriages are falling apart. And so your job at this point in your life, going into 2021, as we're in month 2, is to make sure that I'm limiting the amount of stress that I'm bringing into my life. For my kingdom builders, for my Christians, for my believers, for those who are working in the Lord's way, you cannot do the best that God wants you to do if your anxiety's through the roof, if your stress is through the roof, if your blood pressure is through the roof, because you're putting yourself in everybody else's mess. Flat out. These are strongholds for some people. These are spiritual attachments that they have because they've seen mom give and give and give and give and help and help and help and help and run ourselves dry and dry and dry and drain ourselves financially, be stressed out, go to the hospital, get released, go back to the hospital. You've seen this so many times that you subconsciously begin to do it yourself. Like you don't even know that you're doing it, but subconsciously you're doing it. And that's an example of a stronghold. That's an example of a spiritual battle. That's an example of a curse, a generational curse, a generational cycle, in a sense. And so your job is to not continue the cycle. Your job is to break free from the cycle, but you have to be okay with saying no. You have to be okay with not running yourself ragged, with not running yourself dry for everybody that asks you to do something. Because if it's hurting you, if it's at your expense financially, if it's at your expense spiritually, if it's at your expense mentally, you have to do something about it. Point blank period, you have to do something about it. And see, I made this up a few months ago. I said, if pleasing you means killing me, then you'll never see that funeral. And essentially what that means is, if pleasing you and doing you and helping you and getting involved in your business is going to drain me financially, spiritually, mentally, if it's going to make my stress go through the roof, if it's going to do those things to me and I'm not seeing any improvement in your life, and if it's going to essentially kill me in a way, because stress lowers your lifespan, because it takes years off of your life, because it's damaging and killing your body, if that's the case, then you'll never see that funeral. You'll never see me overextending myself to someone who isn't putting forth an effort to make a change. And a lot of this stems from just the want and the desire to be a people pleaser, but you got to put yourself first in a lot of situations. Call it selfish if you want. And there's really nothing wrong with putting yourself first. It can be perceived as being selfish. It can be perceived as being rude or mean, but there's really nothing wrong with it, if we're being honest. And it's sad because I see people who will run themselves dry. You will fight other people's battles that they didn't even ask you to fight. You will jump into mama's business. You will jump into daddy's business. You'll jump into your sister's business. You'll jump into your boyfriend's business. You'll jump into everybody's business to fight their battles. And half the time, they didn't even ask you to fight. And so you're bringing extra drama and extra stress and extra problems into your own life that don't even need to be there. People pleasing and the need to always help. You can say no. You are allowed to say no. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to. It's not against the law. You're not going to get arrested, shot, killed. You can say no. And if we love ourselves that much, and if any of my viewers who are watching this video are Christians, if you love God that much, then you'll value this temple that much to make sure that you're doing all that you need to do to make sure that my stress levels are not through the roof, my anxiety isn't through the roof, and that I'm not financially being drained, because people will use you. This is the second part of this video, and I'm glad I just remembered that. People will use you. See, a lot of times when you're a helper, when you're a leader, when you're a giver, you want to give and you want to help and you want to change the world and you want to change all these people and help all these people and bless all these people. People will use you. Newsflash, people will use you. People will suck you dry financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. They will get all that they can get out of you. And so it becomes a one-sided relationship. You're pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring into this person and getting nothing in return. And you're pouring so much until eventually your body tells you, sit down, and you have a panic attack, or your anxiety's through the roof, or you're financially drained. People will use you. There's a Bill Withers song that says, keep on using me until you're using me. It's true. They will use you up. And so this is where prayer, discernment, talking to God, communing with God in a spiritual sense comes into place. But then in the natural, you have to take your emotions out of it and you have to make a rational decision and say, is helping this person killing me? Is helping this person financially draining me? Is helping this person taking away from my spiritual growth? Is this person showing me anything in return? Because if the answer is no, you have to make a bold decision and say, I can't be in your mess no more, Dad. I can't be in your mess no more, sis. I can't be in your mess no more, Mom, because I have a life to live and I have to value my temple and my life. I mean, it's the truth. And so these are tough conversations and tough decisions that we have to make. My job is to serve you, not to please you. Because one thing you'll realize about life is you can never please everyone. You can never please everyone. You just can't. People will always have something to say about decisions that you make, about things that you do, things you wear, how you say things. People are always going to talk. You can bet your money on it. Put all your money on it. People will always talk. My mentor told me one, and she said, Nate, everybody talks about everybody. People will always talk. So you have to start putting yourself forward. And if you're in a situation, because some of us are spiritually bound, I'm going to say it again. Some of us are spiritually bound. It's a stronghold. You feel obligated to help every family member, every friend. Every time somebody asks you, you feel like you can't say no. You have to break that spirit of trying to please everybody, because it's draining you financially. It's draining you emotionally. It's draining you spiritually. It's draining you mentally. You're being drained. You're being depleted. You're being neglected. But at the end of the day, it's because of a decision that you made. It is okay to say no. See, people pleasing is dangerous. You can literally kill yourself trying to please everybody and help everybody. That's not your job. Some of us are trying to fight battles and get and help this person, and help mom and help sister. God did not assign you to help them. God did not assign you to be in their mess. God did not assign you to fight that battle. And guess what? It's a spiritual battle. You're using the wrong weapons to fight it anyway. Stop trying to take on assignments in people's lives and people's problems and people's drama that God never assigned to you. Trying to fight everybody's battle when it's not assigned to you. And so you wonder why you come home at the end of the day, you have no energy to pour into yourself. You're not reading your words. You're not exercising. You're not growing. You're just staying at one level. You're pouring out to everybody else, but nothing is being poured into you. It is okay to say no. Put yourself first in 2021. Put yourself first in 2021. If pleasing you means killing me, then you'll never see that funeral. If pleasing you means killing me, you'll never see that funeral. I made that up a few months ago and it stuck with me. If pleasing you means killing me, you'll never see that funeral. What that means is if I have to give into your situation, if I have to step into your situation and I'm being drained financially, emotionally, spiritually, and it's literally affecting my health and my wealth, then you'll never see me continuing in that situation because it'll lead me to an early grave. And pleasing you is not more of a priority than my spiritual growth, than my physical health, than my financial growth, my financial progression in life, my relationship, my marriage. No, it's not more important. And so I'm praying that this video blessed you. I'm praying that this video encouraged you. God placed it on my heart to make the video. And so I made it. And actually, I'm just believing that this video will bless you. I'm believing that wholeheartedly. And so if it did, what I need you to do is share it, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're a new viewer, you can message me or comment on the YouTube videos. Let me know if there's anything that you liked about the video, disliked, and also any topics that you may want me to touch on. And add me on Instagram. Follow me on IG at Nate Jameson Speaks. My Twitter is Speak Nate Speak. My Facebook is Nate Jameson. Clubhouse, I believe I'm Speak Nate Speak on there, or maybe Nate Jameson Speaks. But yeah, add me, and I'm praying that this video blessed you tremendously. And remember, 2021 is yours. 2021, I want you to take command over your life, take authority over your life, and stop letting people use you. Stop letting people drain you. Stop feeling like you can't say no. Stop feeling like you have to help and please everybody. You don't. Believe that.